My name's Julia Floschak. I'm with the City of Tampa Water Department. Today I wanted to talk to you about the time change. November 2nd we will fall back, which means we all get a chance to do over that 1 hour. And what are you going to do with that hour? I have an idea. You can check the time on your irrigation system controller. It's really important when you fall back to also take a look at the date and time on your irrigation controller. And to help us with that today, I'm with Lynn Barber. She's the Florida Friendly Landscaping Agent with UF-IFAS, Hillsborough County. Thank you, Lynn, for joining us today.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Thanks for coming over.
I love being in the Betty S. Walker Discovery Garden, and it's the perfect place to talk about how to manage your irrigation controller, don't you think?
I think so too.
So we're talking about changing not just the time on the irrigation controller because time changes. We're also going to talk a little bit about changing the runtime on your clock as long as you're standing there and it's fall. So what I've been learning is that you can change the number of minutes that your system runs for the seasons.
Absolutely, that's correct. And I think we even looked up a University of Florida document on their electronic document system, which is edis, edis.ifas, ifas.ufl.edu. And in that document, Julia, it talks about the 4 seasons of the year and how many minutes you should be running your irrigation system. And it does not decrease the quality of your turf grass.
I took a look at that document, and it really is pretty simple to understand when you get right down to this last table here, I think is what you're talking about. And it just simply gives you summer, fall, winter, spring.
If you have a spray in the winter, you can do one of two things. Ideally, you would just shut your system off, so you would be watering for 0 minutes. Or if you felt that it was dry and you really needed a little bit of irrigation, you could actually run that zone, that system, for 0 to 10 minutes. And that would work just fine. And a rotor, the ideal, would be less than 10 minutes in the winter. For ideal, and the range would be 0 to 20 minutes.
So one of the things that I notice here about this table is that, for example, in the summertime we might run for 25, in the fall we're dropping to 15, and in the winter we're dropping to 0.
Correct.
But that's pretty simple, just 4 times a year.
It is, and there's a reason for that, and the reason for that is in the wintertime plants are dormant in Florida.
Even lawn?
Even lawn. So, you know, your St. Augustine may be like that really nice green during the summer and maybe in the spring and the fall.
If I'm lucky.
If you're lucky. But in the winter, it's not going to be the same color of green because it's dormant. And plants do not require the same amount of water when they're dormant. And the one thing about the University of Florida is that all the information that's provided is science research based. So it's not something that people dream up. It's actually scientific research is conducted in order to come up with these statistics.
Well, that's great. So I think we should get to the irrigation controller, and we'll be making the setting adjustment for time.
Okay.
And then also for our fall runtime. The first thing we'd like to do is just double check that we have the correct date to begin with, don't you think?
I think that's a good plan, because we need to know what the date is in order to be sure that we have it set correctly in November. So we're going to go from manual to date. Oh, but we have to turn it on program. So we need to adjust that date to November 2nd.
Now, we want to make sure that we set the time back an hour.
All right.
Because we're going to fall behind.
That's correct. All right, so then we're done with that.
Well, that was just so easy, and it really only took seconds. And we didn't even get dirty. So, I mean...
we have to do more then, don't we?
It's way too easy. Okay, Lynn, this is your rain sensor device. Now, just refresh our memory. Why do we have one of these?
All right, we have a rain sensor. It's like an irrigation shut-off valve, because if it rains, there's really no need to irrigate if we get 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch per irrigation. So we really don't need to have our system running when we get 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. So the rain shutoff device stops the system. It overrides the system from turning on when we get that amount of water.
Okay, now why is this wire just hanging here?
Well, because this is a wireless unit. There are wired and wireless units. Some
Okay.
units actually have a wire that connects them from the control panel, which is probably in your garage, then along the roof line potentially to wherever you have it located. But wherever you locate it, you want to make sure that it's not under a roof line or that it's not blocked by a lot of plant materials or trees, things like that, because you want to make sure that you're getting that rainfall on this device.
Okay. You know, let's turn on the irrigation system and show people how to check their system.
Okay.
So I'll man the rain sensor if
I'll
you
turn the system on.
the system on.
Perfect.
Okay, great. All right, Lynn, the system's on, yeah?
It's on.
Okay,
Correct.
I'm going to push down the plunger. You keep an eye on the system.
All right, I'm watching it.
All right. Is it off?
It's off.
All right, great. That was simple. Now, one of the things I wanted to show people too is that if you simply turn that and pull it up, you can see the discs that expand and cause the system to turn off. And they do need to be cleaned periodically, and actually, as long as I have this out, I think we'll give it a little cleaning, Lynn. You need to do a little housekeeping.
I definitely do. On many fronts.
But it's easy enough to get to and make the adjustments. Very good. Thank you, Lynn.
You're welcome. Did you know that rain shut-off devices are required on all in-ground irrigation systems?
I thought that it needed for new ones.
There used to be a grandfather in period, but with the creation of the Florida Friendly Landscaping Statute, which is a Florida statute, in 2009 it took away the grandfather clause. So anyone that has an in-ground irrigation system, it's required by law that they actually have a rain shut-off device.
Well, this is a good time for me to tell our customers that if you need a rain shutoff device and you're a customer of the city of Tampa, all you need to do is ask for one and we'll mail you one for free. So it's
That's
a great deal.
It is a great deal.
Thanks, Lynn, for hosting us today. And now our customers can see that it really just takes a few minutes to change that clock on their irrigation controller and prepare for the fall behind. And so, if you would like to have more information about making your home and landscape more water efficient, please visit tampagov.net.